Hey y'all! Happy Independent Bookstore Day! Yay! So I've been running all over town picking up books from my favorite local bookstores, and I figured I would do a book haul / Happy Independent Bookstore Day video for all of you. Half of my books are not from independent bookstores, but I figured it would be a good moment to kind of go through all of the books that I picked up because it's a lot. So the first book that I picked up was Luster. I got this at the Book Shop Nashville, which is a cute little bookstore in East Nashville. I booked an appointment to go shopping there. I had the store all to myself. It was kind of a dream. Also kind of sad because I do kind of like it when people are there, but you know, such is 2020. So yeah, I picked up this book. It was kind of speaking to me right when I walked in the door. This has been all over my Instagram, so I figured I would probably give it a shot. The dust jacket blurb says that it is irresistibly unruly and strikingly beautiful, razor sharp and slyly comic, sexually charged and utterly absorbing. Raven Leilani's Luster is a portrait of a young woman trying to make sense of her life, her hunger, her anger, in a tumultuous era. It is also a haunting, aching depiction of how hard it is to believe in your own talent and of the unexpected influences that bring us into ourselves. This really sounds like my kind of book, so I'm really excited to read this one. I don't know if I'm going to read it in September, but it's definitely on my soon-to-be TBR. Next up is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a book that I decided that I'd want to read because of the Late Night Book Club by Noelle Gallagher, Elias from Elias Reads, and Joel from Fictional Fates. This is the first month that they're doing that Late Night Book Club, and I figured I'd jump on board. This has a really high rating on Goodreads, and I love historical fiction, so I really think that this is going to be fun for me. The back cover says that it's about reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo, who is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. It also says Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. Who doesn't love a forbidden love story? I really think this is going to be fun. I don't know if it's one of the first books that I'm going to read. It might be just because it's part of the book club. Yeah, so this was something that I put on hold at the bookshop. Of course, when I walked in there, I couldn't just get this book, so that's why I picked up Luster, but here we are, 2 books for me. And finally, for my indie bookstore book haul, I have Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. This is a book that I picked up at Parnassus Books, which is closer to me on my side of town in Green Hills, and I'm probably going to read this first in September. Spoiler alert for my September what I'm reading video. I'm really stoked about this one. I first saw this featured on one of my friend's Instagram pages. She actually works at Parnassus Books, so I hold her opinion in high regard. Then it just kind of blew up all over Instagram, so I figure it's probably going to be a good one. It almost sounds like Hunger Games-esque, but I'm hoping it's going to be better than that. I liked Hunger Games, but it didn't like blow me away. The inside of the dust jacket reads, "What if you've sworn to protect the one you were born to destroy?" So it sounds like this main character was raised to kill the crown prince, but then she becomes part of his council that protects him. So it sounds like a really interesting storyline, like shit's gonna go down. I really am looking forward to reading this one. And also shout out to Parnassus. I don't know if this is for all of the books, but they gave me this little enamel pen when I got the book. I didn't even know it was in there until I looked inside the bag later. It says, "Behold what is coming." I really think this is cool, and again, really looking forward to this book. Okay, on to the rest of the books that I picked up at either the library or big box stores. So I picked this book up from the library. This is Summer of Salt by Katrina Lino. I'm looking forward to this one. It is a soft magic book, so there's just a few little magical elements to it. I love those kinds of books, sort of like magical realism. Inside of the jacket, it says, "Magic passed down through generations. Georgina Fernway waits with growing impatience for the tingle of magic in her fingers. magic that has touched every woman in her family. Her twin sister, Mary, already shows an ability to defy gravity. But with their 18th birthday looming at the end of the summer, Georgina fears her gift will never come. I think this is going to be really interesting. I love witch stories. My mom and I have always joked that we're witches. Plus it has to do with the ocean and summer, which are two of my favorite things. Okay, so it finally came in the mail. I got a Barnes & Noble gift card for my birthday back in June. I figured since I didn't own the His Dark Materials series anymore, I should go ahead and get it again. Mostly because the Subtle Knife series is coming out on HBO in November, so I wanted to reread all of this just so that I'm refreshed on everything. I picked this one out of several different covers just because I don't really like TV show / movie covers. I prefer the originals or some sort of stylized version. So I went with this one. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got some gilding on it, and then of course it's beautiful on the inside. I love a red cover, and then of course this very traditional sort of looking spine. Definitely excited to have this again. I do miss the ones that I originally owned. There was some nostalgia there. For some reason, they're not in my library anymore, so I don't know where they are. But yeah, so I'm going to get through this behemoth probably in October. All right, final 2 books. I picked these up at Books A Million. They are The Rise of Kyoshi and The Shadow of Kyoshi. They're together. I hope that they're going to be a series. I don't know if they're good, but I'm assuming they're good because they are about Kyoshi, who was the avatar previous to Roku in the Avatar The Last Airbender series. She's a badass. I love her. I love any little snippet of storyline that they have in the series, so I'm really excited to read these ones. Probably only gonna read one of them in next month or so, but just look at the art on these. Oh my gosh. I mean, if I were just buying these books based on their covers, it wouldn't have mattered whether I was a Last Airbender fan or not, because these are beautiful books. I'm excited to have an expansion on the Avatar The Last Airbender universe. Really looking forward to getting to know Kyoshi because, like I said, she's a badass. Okay, so that's all I have for my book haul. I hope you have a wonderful independent bookstore day. I hope you got so many books today and supported your favorite local bookstore. I hope you have a great week next week and keep reading.